Yo, what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Miss DJ Hoodie, also known as Audra Alquenva, and you are listening to another White Run podcast live. And yo, what up, Just Rob?
Hey, you know you took my line. Like, yo, what up? That was my intro.
Didn't you say that like around the time when what did you say? You said that you noticed that I said that?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were mocking me, kind of.
Really?
At first. Yeah.
Oh my
Because I used to come in the room and be like, yo, what up? Or be on the mic and be like, yo, what up? And when I heard you saying that, I was like, is she mocking me?
Maybe. But we do finish each other's sentences, or we say it at the same time.
That is true, yes.
How are you, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tired, but good.
Yeah. Seems to be the thing lately. But it's good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I've been like a good tired lately, and you know why? I've been doing Amazon deliveries every day, and yeah, that was kind of rare, but now it's not.
Yeah. I told you things were gonna change.
Yes, I needed that change.
Yes.
What's that?
No, I said I told you things were gonna change. Fuck this shit. But it's good. Congratulations too.
Oh, thank you. You want to let them know for what?
No. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're just reaching new heights. It's exciting. I'm happy
Yes,
for
it
you.
is. Thank you. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's, well, should I say it?
Yeah, sure. If you want to.
Well, I won't go into depth about it, but, yeah, people, so, doing Amazon, blocks, like, consistently, like, obviously you get to, like, different levels, and, I reached level 2, which I'm not a stranger to it, because yeah, I used to be a beast doing Amazon, and I was always a level 2. I even got to a level 3. So yeah, I'm back on level 2, and honestly, like, I never took them up on the rewards. Honestly, like, it was cool doing it. Yeah, I just kept going, and the money's good. But the only thing that I think changed is that there was an increase in my pay. Blocks that were like $100, they're not $100 anymore. They're like $102.50. So yeah, even ones that are like $80, they're like 80 something, like 84 or something like that. But yeah, I'm a level 2, and I'm quite happy because it just means more opportunities for Rob and I, other than just the rewards. But I'm pretty sure Rob's gonna want to see what those rewards are about, which I'm down, because we order from Amazon quite frequently. And you read it, right? That we get like 2% or like 1% of something off, or
Yeah,
I don't know, like better deals or something.
Yes.
Yeah, so we gotta check that out.
The best part of it is that you get to work here.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too. Because you, like I said, you surprised me I really thought you wouldn't like doing deliveries.
Why?
I guess because I know the burnout that you can get. So I think that's the most part, because you got to load your car, you got to scan them, each and every single one of the packages. You got to scan them, you got to number them, you got to pack them. And then it's dealing with traffic and school zones and construction, and like I know I'm kind of dragging it out, like, because when you like it, and you like the ride along, right? Like, I think that's the part that, I don't know, people don't really think about, because obviously, like, when you guys watch my delivery videos on Instagram and TikTok, which is Kisscut, KISSKUTT, you can see that I'm wheeling the cart, right? And all of a sudden you see it from the cart automatically in my car, and there's no calculation of, you're not seeing the whole process of loading the car. And sometimes it takes, like, depending on which block you get, the smallest to the largest, it takes about like 15 minutes to like half an hour, 40 minutes at the most, just depending. But it gets tiring sometimes, and it's almost like you shouldn't. But yeah, I hope you don't get burnt out from it. I mean, you've came along with me more than a couple times.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I enjoyed the thing, all of it. From loading the car and numbering the packages and all that stuff. I wish I could help you more when it comes to like the driving and stuff. I think it'll make it easier for you.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You can't help.
Yes, and that's something like delivering in LA is crazy. Like, just the crazy traffic, and like people's attitudes, and the hiking and the parking, and all of that. It is quite stressful, but the jobs still are very limited. So to have another gig app added to my LA trips, I'm happy. Like, I'm really happy. And I'm even more happier because you dig it, like you like it. So that's something we're definitely going to be doing in LA, is now Amazon Flex.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you guys aren't catching on, when you are a level 2, you're able to change your location of where you can deliver. So I tried doing Uber Eats in LA, but they were saying that I have to do like a lot more safety classes. I would have to switch up like my like my insurance, my driver's license. Like, it's just a whole fucking mess just to pick up somebody's food and drop it off for $5. And I'm not doing all of that. So that's why I was like, like I really want to try to do the Amazon Flex in LA. And I expressed to you that the thing that is gonna bother me, I think, the most is, 1, traffic, 2nd is parking, and 3rd is being sure that the packages get to the right house. Because if you guys scroll the twits, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, there are people that are stealing packages, and it does sometimes reflect on the driver. So and a lot of people say a lot of bad things about LA, but there's also good things about LA that people say. But my whole thing is, I don't know how it's gonna be. So I did say that I want to be physically good to deliver, because if I have to park far away, because I'm not parking in the middle of the goddamn street, because driving through the streets of LA, like, you see a lot of damaged fucking cars. and they all park on the side of the road, and it's like, that's the reason why. See, that's why you don't park there. So for me, I'm thinking like, okay, I might have to cross a whole ass street in the middle of traffic where no one gives a fuck if you're walking across the street. They don't fucking slow down or nothing. People fucking jaywalking shit. So it doesn't matter if I have like a bright orange hoodie on with a vest that has reflectors on it, or me carrying a flashlight. Like, they're still gonna try to run my ass over as if like you get points for hitting somebody.
Right.
Like my life is worth tokens or something. I don't know, but
I was gonna ask you. I mean, that's anywhere, right? You'll be able to deliver anywhere.
yes,
The level 2.
yes.
So if we went to like another state, I don't know why I was gonna say New York. New Mexico.
I would never deliver in New York. Oh, hey, what's going on, Martin? Martin. Hey, sup? Welcome. And I've been good. You see my video? I'm good.
You see my video?
Yeah, you see my video. You see my reel, my TikTok. Yeah. But
So,
what was you saying now? You were gonna say New York?
no, I was gonna say if we moved or went to New Mexico, for example, you'd be able to do it there.
Yeah, I would have to, of course, change residence and, like, get like a driver's license, like all of the things that Uber wants me to do in California.
Mm.
Yeah. So it would be that, but they're making it sound like California is like so different and it's so dangerous. It's so this and so that. So it's like, it's more than just changing your ID. It's more than just changing your license plates and your tags. Like, it's more like, oh, safety precautions, and like you got to take a pop quiz on parking, on re-upping your knowledge in street signs, one-way streets, alleyways. So it's kind of more of those things than a test that I would need to take if I was moving to New Mexico.
Yeah.
So I guess California has a lot more rules.
Mm.
So
It is pretty big, and like you said, there's dangers and stuff. People just don't pay attention anymore. But that's another thing, though. You haven't experienced your first earthquake here. That's gonna be interesting. When the big one hits and we go into the ocean, you won't be able to do anything.
Didn't we say that we was gonna try to get ourselves a door to float on?
Oh, don't worry, the entire state's coming with us, so
Oh my
we
god.
won't need a door.
Well, I'm gonna try to take a piece of Arizona. So yeah, Arizona, we need some water. We need some water. Yeah. I don't know. Well, the thing that I've thought about plenty of times coming in and out of California was, like, okay, if we had an earth shake, right? That I would imagine vehicles skidding, like, side to side as we're driving fucking, like, and everybody's going like 95. And that's just normal for them. And if we have an earth shake and it like does that, like we're you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would traumatize me, because obviously you got zero control other than your brakes, but you can't control other people, and they might just go ahead and run right into you.
Usually what happens in an earthquake when you're driving, it feels like you're driving on flats, like flat tires.
You get a lot of flat tires during an earth shake?
No, I'm saying that's what it feels like. Like the ground is moving under you, but it feels like you're driving on flat tires.
Oh, fuck that.
Or just that's the experience I've had. I don't know. I think the biggest one that we experienced was like a 4 point something. So if it's a bigger earthquake than that, I don't know what it would feel like. But it kind of feels like you're driving either on water or flat tires.
What? I would imagine it would feel like water. Because that's what, like you're sliding and you're shifting. But as you're going 75, right? It's that's where I would feel like, okay, we're skidding more. But that's my thing. Or the fucking bridge snapping in half or something like. Fuck that! Oh my god, man. Martin says you in Cali now must be an awesome experience. It is, and awesome experience. It depends what's an awesome experience, because it ain't the traffic, it ain't the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the long lines or trying to find parking, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially like, oh my god. I tried ordering an iced coffee and the McDonald's was just down the street, right? Like, it was about a mile away. Dude, I ordered a free coffee that was owed to me. The coffee was owed to me. I had enough points to get that bitch for free. Guess how much the delivery shit was? It was fucking like $13. And I'm like, for free coffee? And it was so stupid and so ridiculous. But I was like, man, fuck that. Let me just get in my whip and drive that mile. Yeah.
I don't even think it was a mile. Oh no, I guess. No, the one on Alameda, I don't think it's a mile. The one on Florence is. But yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Man, I wanted it too. I was like, you know what? I got a little, extra few spending bucks in my account. So, but yeah, that was a huge fucking letdown. I couldn't even get my free coffee. Would have cost me 13 and some change. I was like, oh my god, I damn near pulled my hair out.
They just kept adding fees and you're like, oh, I'll pay $8. I'll pay $10. I'm not paying no $13.
Man, I was so close to tapping it, man. I was like, man, you know what? Fuck it. I want it. I need the hint of that coffee in my mouth, man. But fuck, $13. Might as well just go to Starbucks and get get a pup cup for $13.
No, it's just whipped cream.
The bougie puppies.
I make better coffee at home.
Yes, you do. It's really good.
See? Well, now you know.
Yeah. I'm still mad though.
Yeah.
I'm still mad.
The fees are ridiculous though.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it depends on what awesome is, an awesome experience. I have still yet to go down to the art district. I still want to check that out. We still have yet to check out Amazon deliveries. And we tried to do pharmacy deliveries. And man, like, you need to open at like 4 a.m. Like, don't you understand that people are gonna need their meds hella fucking early, and you're turning people that need their meds away at the door? Yeah, I wasn't happy about that.
I think the best parts of Cali or LA is like the beach area, which you haven't been to. Is, I guess, the sights and stuff. Like you said, downtown. There's parts in downtown that I think you would like. The art district, like you said. There's a bunch of places that we can go to that I think you will like. That have nothing to do with work. But we just haven't had time. It's crazy. We're like, yeah, we have all the time in the world, which we kind of do, but then it's like we got this to do and that to do. You can't just take off for the day.
Mhm. Yeah, we were trying to look for not just parks, but like how other places of nature is there, because everywhere you look is concrete.
Yeah.
And you know, the spiritual side, it's like, yeah, we need nature.
Yeah.
You know, but that park that you took me to, that was, yeah, that was a nice park. I actually like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a nice place to go, and I want to go back there. But yeah, like I think we got a lot more exploring to do.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. There was another place I wanted to go to. It's kind of like tattoo related, but obviously like I want to go for the art. I want to go for the art. And yeah, there's I think there's like two art shows, or not art shows, but like art shops that they sell like many different kinds of mediums that I thought were like in other countries. So I kind of want to go there too.
Do you know where that's at?
I think it's towards Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then left of Hollywood, so I wouldn't really know.
Like Beverly Hills.
Martin says you should check a place called. I'm not even gonna attempt to try to say that.
Yes, the alleys.
The what?
The callejones, the alleys.
Oh. And Martin says it's like an outdoor swap mart. Oh, I'm down. Shit.
Yes.
Do you know where he's talking about?
Yes, I used to work there.
What?
Yes, I used to work there.
Tell that story.
On Santee and what was it? I forgot, but on 7th Street. Yeah, I used to we used to buy clothes from there too. We used to side hustle clothes. Back before it was a thing to do.
Now it's everybody's side hustle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was fun, but yeah. I don't know. A lot of people started doing that. I know that there's like what is it called? Like bootleg stuff that they sell there too.
Mhm.
It's they used to get like let's just say Gucci, right? Obviously it's fake. You're not gonna buy Gucci for $50, but people would buy it for $50. And they would buy it and then fix it up or whatever, make it look better, and then they would sell it for more. But yeah, you can find some good stuff there too. But it's pretty fun to just visit and check it out.
Is it
and the hot dogs? Oh my god, the hot dogs there.
That shit sounds dope. Yeah, here they have like the Phoenix Outdoor Swap Mart, and I know they had an indoor one. I know Martin knows what I'm talking about, but I don't even know if that one, the indoor, is still open. Martin, are they still open? But yeah, like the last I've ever known it to be open was before COVID. And then I think COVID, they like shut that whole bitch down. So I don't know if they like, I'm pretty sure they're like reopened now, but I haven't been there since. But the Phoenix Outdoor one, that one's really cool because like they got like they have like some rides there for the kids, and they have like you can like ride ponies and stuff. And obviously like they sell like alcoholic beverages, which is one of the reasons why my brother goes, is to like walk around, drink, and chill out. But yeah, the food is dope there. And that's where I was telling you about NB Writers. That's kind of where they started singing, or like, you know, you just submit like a few things about yourself to them, and then they would like spit something on a mic. Obviously, they ain't doing that shit no more, but but yeah, like the food is really good. They have like car shows there. They have they sell cars there. So like if you go to like the other side of the swap mart, like you can actually like cruise the cars that are for sale and stuff. So yeah, I actually
So
like
it's
going
like a
there.
big place.
Yeah.
Because we have them here, we call them pulgas, but like flea markets or swap meets. And we have indoor ones, we have outdoor ones. I think there's a big one too on Alameda. I'm pretty sure you passed it, but you were driving at night, so I'm sure you didn't see it.
Mhm.
But it was one of those places where we used to go there every Sunday. And then there was another one in Paramount, I think, which I don't think we've been there, but we used to go there Sundays too whenever we got tired of the other one.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're fun, but they're not that big. Even the outdoor ones aren't big enough to have like car shows and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a bunch of shops and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we need to go one evening.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe in the spring it won't be like so cold and so hot.
Yeah. Spring is the best. I hate summer. Are you ready?
It's
Are you
fine.
No. Are you ready for me to complain throughout the entire summer?
Yes, I am.
It wasn't that bad this past summer, so I didn't complain as much, but man.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best seasons are spring and fall. Like, ow! Nose cracking, you're just like,
Yeah, that time that it was 125 degrees, and I was like, "Whew, it's hot.
Yeah, I know.
It's hot today."
Like, what?
You're like, finally, you say it.
I know.
At 100 degrees, I won't say anything, but at 125, like, oh damn, it's hot today.
And I start bitching at 95. I'm like, man, it's hot today. How hot is it? 95. I'm like, you're in 125. Like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm kind of weird like that. Like, yeah, working in 125 degrees. I guess is because like I'm moving. Like, I think I'm fine. But like, if I'm sleeping and like if my body's hot, I will get severe headaches. So it's, yeah, if I'm sleeping and it's hot, I'm gonna wake up with a headache. So it's almost like, yeah, I have to keep cool as I'm sleeping, or else my head's like, you know, like it gets pretty bad. That's why I don't like to be hot when I'm sleeping, because I'll wake up with a headache.
For me, it's just that I don't like the fucking heat.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess even when I was in the South, like, yeah, like the humidity, I don't think I cared about it or like noticed it. Like, yeah, you know, like you kind of notice that like your arms and like your face or your neck is a little wet, but it's not like uncomfortable for me. And it's probably because like I'm just like, you're in a dry place and, you know, being wet, right? Like you're fine. You know what I'm saying? So,
You're fine being wet. That's what I'm hearing.
I love it when I'm wet. What's she talking about?
Taking notes.
Slip and slide. Anyway. But I guess the only thing that I noticed was that like my skin couldn't handle it. That's when I got those bumps. And when I went to the hospital, they were like, yeah, your skin is used to dry all the time, that the humidity it's pretty much suffocating your pores. And that's why I was getting these bumps. And all this time I thought I was being sucked on by mosquitoes or something, and it wasn't even that. Because I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm just gonna lather up with a little cream, and it wasn't even that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's another thing. Fucking mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
They just chew me up.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my god. It's winter and I'm already complaining about the summer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The thing I guess that I don't that makes me uncomfortable about summer is it's rough on your car tires, and things just melt in your car. And getting in your car, especially if you have like leather seats, yeah, it gets really hot and uncomfortable in your car, especially if you don't have like the shades that you put under in your window. Yeah, when you don't have those out, then yeah, like, and you just don't know if cracking your window even helps when you're leaving your car.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, like that's the only thing that makes me uncomfortable about the summertime. But we need to take a break. So yeah, we will be right back, you guys. Yo, we are back. Well, actually, Rob had to take care of some business, so he will be back when he comes back. And yeah, so we might actually have to cut this episode short, maybe. I don't know. Starting to not feel well. So but yeah, we were initially going to be talking about, well, finishing up boundaries. And there's probably gonna be like a part 3 because um Rob listened to the first part of me talking about boundaries, and I'm just guessing he has like some addition to that, and maybe a response to boundaries when I was talking about it. So yeah, he we didn't really, well, I guess we did, like we briefly talked about boundaries, and he was asking me what I thought boundaries were. And I guess I'm not gonna say it yet, or I'm not gonna say I guess a more proper response both ways. So but and I was also telling Rob that I came across an article, and you guys know the article, but initially I wanted to talk about how oh my gosh, okay, see, I'm getting mixed up here. So the reason why I looked at that article was it said something about how people develop these boundaries in colleges. So that's where the first conversation, was supposed to be about, right? But it started going into like a whole bunch of other things. And there's this gentleman that I listen to. He's been on YouTube for years. He goes by the name Funky Dineva. I love him, loved him for years, still do. He was talking about in one of his episodes on YouTube that that a lot of white women go to colleges to find marriages, to find husbands. And I thought it would be a good idea to combine, but obviously instead of it being about boundaries in colleges, it was kind of more like, okay, what about the general idea and the whole movement in boundaries? So, obviously I shared my notes with you guys, and I also said that towards the that I only did the first half of the article discussing and trying to break things down. So the last part of the article is probably going to be in a part 3. So I was hoping that Rob and I could talk a little bit about what he wanted to talk about when it came to boundaries. And so, and he's back.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, babe.
Is everything taken care of?
Yes.
Nice. Well, I just told the chat that yeah, we might have to cut the episode short. But are you still wanting to discuss maybe like another 5-10 minutes discussing what you wanted to talk about when it comes to boundaries?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's short what I was going to say, but me, I can drag it out if you need me to. But basically everything that I've seen, your episode made me realize that I don't even know what the hell boundaries are. We throw that word around, and I was thinking, what the hell are boundaries? I guess at some point, I don't know if the definition changed or not, but I was listening to, I guess, an expert, some kind of psychologist or something, that was talking about basically what I thought boundaries were. I thought boundaries were rules that you set for yourself. things that you set for yourself to hold yourself accountable, not things that you use against other people. So in the research that I did after your show, I was like, okay, so let me find out what boundaries are, like what it is, what does it mean, and I guess that was the initial definition of boundaries is things that you set for yourself. Like if I'm uncomfortable in a situation, I'm gonna remove myself from that. And I think at some point it became almost like a weapon that you use against other people. They're like, oh, if you don't respect my boundaries, I'm gonna remove myself from you. But I guess what we should be looking at is why is that triggering you, and what are you gonna do to fix it? Because I feel like you can't really set a boundary and then expect everybody to respect it. And then if they don't respect it, you're not even working on yourself to try it, and so that doesn't trigger you anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when I was looking at it and I was thinking, okay, well, I know that I've said before, like I have boundaries and this and that, whatever. Okay, so I want to apply this to myself. I want to change it from setting boundaries to setting standards for myself. So these things that I used to call boundaries before, now it's standards that I'm going to hold myself to. So it's almost the same thing, and maybe the definition should have been the same for boundaries and standards. But again, you don't set standards and then like hold other people accountable to your standards. So that is something that I'm gonna implement for myself, and again hold myself accountable to. I'm not gonna use it as a weapon on other people, which I think that's what people are doing now with this whole boundary stuff. They're like, oh, if you break my boundary, I'm gonna punish you by taking myself away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said something that you were like, oh, you should write that down. And I said boundaries shouldn't be like bricks. You're not gonna use those bricks to build a wall to keep people out. It should be like a window, right? With a window, you can close it. Like, okay, you disrespected something that I've already expressed to you that is a trigger for me. Okay, so close the window, remove yourself from the situation, but look at yourself. Why is that still triggering you? It has to be like a window that you can open back up. With a brick, you just build the wall, and it's like, no, the person has to work even harder to get through. And if they use it enough, or a lot of people have too many boundaries, and I know that that's not gonna sound good, and I know that people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're wrong. People should respect your boundaries." Yeah, but if you have 1,000, so I guess people are using boundaries like rules. They're setting rules for people to follow, but not everybody knows the rules. So that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to be like, I have a boundary and you broke it, and now I'm gonna punish you. So again, you have to analyze yourself. Why is this still triggering me, and what am I gonna do to fix it? So for myself, I'm gonna set standards and not boundaries. Is basically what I was gonna say.
Yeah. I think you asked me what I thought boundaries was or what it means to me. And one of my responses was it's like crossing a line. You know, I think boundaries maybe should apply to only things that you can't change. You know, whether that's like a health condition, or like physical, or like something that's you for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's a deformation, or just something, and people, or your loved one, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, they react in a negative way, whether it's like, frustration, or even like down to like teasing you too much, no compassion. And yeah, that is a boundary, and you've crossed it so many times. And I think what people would try to argue about that is like, oh well, you never said anything before. And it's like, should should I have to? Like, that's just something that I thought you could not say on your own. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost kind of like seeing or checking to see if the person detects on their own what a boundary should be, almost. So it's not like the person that put down boundaries, they need to say like, okay, don't talk about me this way, or don't talk about my conditions. It's quite obvious that you probably shouldn't tease me about this, or amplify the problem even more on something that I can't help. um Crossing a line, everybody has their own thing of betrayal. Like, okay, don't ever cheat on me. Like, don't do this, and those are, I think those are pretty solid. Like, I think those are pretty solid boundaries. Like, unless you let it be known that, yo, like, I want a open relationship, or I want a open marriage, or no strings attached, things like that. Like, you should know what you want. And that's setting some kind of boundary too, as far as like, like, hey, this is just, um, we're just fucking around, no feelings, no strings attached. um None of that. That's kind of like it is a boundary, even though obviously, like, it just aligns with people's lifestyles and what they want, but there has to be some kind of agreement as well. That way, yeah, like, if you want to talk about putting walls up, then yeah, that's pretty much the perfect relationship or situationship for you both. um Crossing a line is like, don't hit me, don't put a hand on me. And I think some people are spiteful. They will test their limit. um you know like, pushing you in a playful way, or like shoving you in a playful way, or like nudging you in a playful way. And it's almost like that could turn into something forceful, but it's how you set the boundary, like you said, for yourself. Like, are you gonna allow yourself to be pushed and shoved even in a playful way? Or like setting up that boundary, like, you know what, I'm just telling you this right now, like, you and I are friends, or you and I are together. I know that you express yourself in a physical way. Like, it's almost like people that talk with their hands when they're yelling or explaining something. Like, their arms are moving around, their hands are moving around, and it's kind of the same thing. But I think it's important to let the person know that you do have boundaries for yourself, that you will not allow yourself to be physically pushed and shoved, even in a playful way, because you just don't like it. It's not that it's trauma, or that, like, oh, you must have got beat up as a kid, or your parents must have beat the shit out of you, or you just don't like it. Like, just straight, you just don't like it. And you know what? I know you're playing around. I know we're joking, but just don't do that. I don't like that. And if their response is like, oh well, I was just joking, don't be so sensitive, like, that can be hurtful, and that would almost set up another boundary for you. Like, don't say those things to me. Like, that's not what I want to hear. Like, I'm just telling you, like, just don't do that again. And if they want to respond in that kind of way, they don't respect your boundary. They don't respect you. And yeah, like what kind of what is this? And are boundaries appropriate anymore because now you don't want to deal with that person anymore?
Mm-hmm.
So is that crossing a line? You know, like, I don't like how you're talking to me. And it's almost like, yeah, you put up that wall, but you are leaving a window for them to better explain, or you're giving them a window to apologize, or maybe tap it back and re-say, or like you're leaving them room. It's just like, oh, okay, so is this how you're always going to react every time I tell you something that bothers me? If we're friends, if we're dating, if we're married, I should be able to say these things to you. And it's almost like, okay, if we're putting up boundaries, right? What about the people that don't like boundaries? Like they don't set up boundaries, not even for themselves. And these are the types of people, in my opinion, that give that don't give a fuck, or, oh, whatever happens happens. See, like, to me, that's messy. Like, they don't give a fuck what happens. They don't give a fuck if they fuck somebody and then they end up pregnant. It's like, oh, well, whatever happens happens. It is what it is. See, and it's just like, okay, so you have no, almost like no self-respect. Like, like, if she turns out to be a piece of shit, she's getting you for child support, she's fucking around, neglecting the baby, she looks better than your baby, she's taking you to court to take the baby away from you, uh like, yeah, bro, like, you probably should have set up some boundaries for yourself. But
But that's still so. I'm sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, like, it's all these loopholes.
I was gonna say that still sounds like wait, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is, to begin with, you telling people like, don't do this, I don't like it. It's communication and understanding. You should be able to communicate and understand everyone. And then, to me, it sounds like if you're setting a boundary, that's like a hard line, and you've already told the person like, I don't like this. And do I think that people intentionally do things on purpose to test you? Maybe. And if that's the case, then they obviously don't respect you. They don't understand you. But in a relationship, or I guess my question to you would be, are boundaries good for a relationship versus good for a marriage? Because I think in a marriage, there shouldn't be any boundaries. Well, first of
I
all, you
agree.
should get to know the person before, right? You're not going to just meet someone and marry them and then expect them to understand you, respect you, and honor you. I mean, that kind of gets built with time. So you're going to communicate your likes and dislikes to the person, and if they understand, then they will respect it. And I think that's the dating phase, that's the relationship phase. But once you get into a marriage, there shouldn't be boundaries anymore, because that person already knows what not to do. Like, you don't need to tell me not to cheat on you to not cheat on you, right? You don't have to tell me that you don't like to be cheated on for me not to do it.
Yeah,
If
but I mean, yeah, you're talking like in a marriage, and just in a marriage right now, right?
Well, even in a relationship, that's what I
Yeah,
was gonna
but
say.
people
Like,
are so ignorant that they would. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to say this real quick. Like, people are so ignorant that they would be like, "Oh, well, you never
well,
said
that goes
not
back to
to."
the communication and understanding. That person obviously doesn't respect you, so they're not gonna even try to understand you. It's like, I'm still gonna do whatever I want. Well, that
Mhm.
person shouldn't even be in a relationship. So why would you marry someone that says something like that to you? Like, oh, well, you didn't tell me that I had to not cheat on you in order for me not to cheat. Of course, I'm talking about, like, I guess what people would call normal people or logical people, but I know that there's everything out there. So I guess what I'm asking is, should there be boundaries in a marriage? Because by the time that you get married to someone, it should be an understanding that that's not gonna happen. That doesn't fly. And I know it happens in marriages too. People cheat and all that stuff. Like people do cross those lines. But I think when it comes to a marriage, it, I know that divorce is something that people fall back on, but it shouldn't be an option for you. If it is an option for you, then you shouldn't be married.
Mm.
So again, it's holding yourself to the standard of I don't want to lose my wife, I don't want to lose my partner, so I'm not going to cheat. So you're holding yourself to that standard. It's not a boundary that she put on you, or it shouldn't be.
Mm.
I think in a relationship or a dating situation, it should still be communication and understanding. It shouldn't be a boundary. Like you shouldn't have to tell the person that you're dating not to cheat on you. They should know
Mm.
that. I know that there's people out there that do put up with it, but again, you shouldn't have to tell them like I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that means you're not communicating. Because are you listening to what they're saying to their friends? Are you listening to what they're listening to when it comes to like podcasts or audiobooks or anything, something that they're taking in and applying it to themselves? If you're not even doing that, that's something basic. Do you even know the person that you're with?
Mm.
If you're not even listening to or trying to understand what they're going through by how they are communicating again, you don't have to talk to someone to communicate with them. If my girlfriend at the time starts reading books on how to break up with someone, then I'm gonna be like, damn, she's trying to break up with me. Why? And then the communication starts. Why are you looking up these books on how to break up with someone? You're like, what's going on? But I know that there's people out there that see these things happening and they're just like, I don't care. If it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that was my question. Like, should there be boundaries in a marriage?
No. No, I don't. I think it would. It would create tension. Like that possibility of something getting too out of hand or letting it ride out that way for so long. And it is an option almost. That's what it would feel like. Well, to me anyway, cuz yeah, we should be allowed to express and say like everything like that bothers us. And it's hard to teach people that if they don't feel those things, like if they're not compassionate, if they're not sensitive, if they're not like all those things that they think is pussy,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, you're a pussy for that, you're a pussy for this. And it's hard to teach that, or to show that to someone that is they don't want to look at it. They just think that it should, that they are good enough, or it should be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that say like, oh my god, like relationships and it's so hard, it's so hard to be married, like marriage is so hard. And it's like, it shouldn't be, in my opinion. Like falling in love with a person, it should be easy, not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It almost sounds forced.
Yeah.
Like you're forcing yourself to love this person. It's either, if it's, oh, uh it's either something's gonna happen or not. Like whatever happens. It is what it is. Okay, well then, do you love this person or not?
Mm-hmm. A lot of times people do confuse what love is.
Absolutely. Yep.
They feel like, anticipating a text message, or why am I always thinking about this person? Well, maybe you're just not secure enough. If they're not messaging you, what are you thinking? That they're out there messaging someone else? That they're doing something they shouldn't be doing? Or do you trust them and you're like, okay, they must be busy and I'm gonna wait? It shouldn't cause you anxiety to not know what they're doing. It shouldn't cause you any anxiety to not have a text message from them. I'm not saying don't worry about them. Obviously, if they wake up in the morning and they usually text you and they let you know what they're doing, and then one day it doesn't happen, and then the next day and the next day, then of course worry. Something might be going on, but you shouldn't jump to conclusions and be like, oh, she must be out cheating or she must be talking to someone else. You're just creating this anxiety for yourself. And if you are anxious in your relationship, then maybe you shouldn't be in it. If the relationship that you're in is causing you those feelings, then maybe it's not love. Maybe you're just trying to hold on to someone. Maybe you confused what love is. Do you even know what love is? Again, holding that mirror up to yourself, holding yourself accountable, and setting those standards for yourself. That's just my opinion, though. You there?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm done.
Would you be down for a part 3?
Yes. I'll do more research.
Yeah, same, because I keep looping that motherfucker over and over and I can't hear it. I don't know what it is. It's like I said, it's they're discussing all of the things, right, that are good things and bad things, and things from that just come from women, things that come from just men. They speak on everything as a collective, and it's like I can't focus. Like, I can agree with this one thing, and then all of a sudden, like I told you, the guy is like, oh, well, what about this, what do you think about this? And then it totally shifts the topics around, and it's like I don't know what I'm listening to. But yeah, I want to do more research, and I do want to get back to that article about boundaries, in how it starts in colleges. So I want to finish that, and then I did want to get into Funky Dinevas, I guess. And I thought about that, like when I was in high school, where basically my older cousins' friends, like they would go out from they would go from the high school to these, I guess, these college workshops. Like it's like an entry to get into college, to see if that's the one that they want to go to. And it was like they're straight getting married to college people, like as soon as they get out of high school. And it's almost like I think there was only like one couple or one person that I knew that they had a successful marriage, kids and career, and power couple winning, family winning kind of shit. And I did think that when I was in high school myself, because I was like, is that how people find each other, and they're just both success stories individually and as a couple, as a family? And it was almost like, yeah, like people that don't go to college, it's almost like, yeah, like you're struggling. And I think even that, it was like, see, that's why you stay in school, that's why you go to school, and you want to get all A's and B's, and like all of those things. So it's kind of like, to me, it was like a mind fuck, as far as like, okay, what's right, what's wrong, what's correct, what's allowed. It's almost like marriage should be celebrated, but I felt like in our time it wasn't celebrated. And the thing that I didn't notice, the difference at the time, because obviously I was young, was that it was our ages. It was like a college student, going through the whole thing, and she gets pregnant, right? She's about to give birth, and you know, the dude's a nice guy, and he's already got a job lined up straight out from college, and it's being celebrated. Whereas your classmate, that is like, the pretty girl in school, or she's like the queen bully, like the queen bee, maybe even, like, her being pregnant, it wasn't celebrated. So it was like, okay, well, we know how your life's gonna go. And it's all of these twists and turns. I know I'm kind of going into like something way out there, but that was my initial thought when it came to colleges. Like, okay, but in Funky's uh, viewpoint, it was about white women going to colleges and finding a husband, and getting into a marriage. And now it's like she has a degree, right? But she chooses to be a stay-at-home mom, and he says there's nothing wrong with it. But it was like, was that intentional, and who taught her that? Who's teaching these white women these tactics of their husbands being meal tickets? So I would love to do more research on that and talk more about that, and I would like to know your thoughts on that as well. So I'm sure that's coming up in the next episode. So anything you'd like to add?
You're giving me homework. I should have taken notes. See, I suck at school.
So do I. Oh my gosh.
No, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I'm sure we can go through episodes. We can have like part 10, and we'll still not get anywhere.
Well, that's a good part, because people that are listening, they can grow.
Hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully they can grow, because a lot of people are like, well, who the hell are you to tell me what a boundary is? Well, let me tell you, I've listened to therapists and psychologists and scientists and all these people, and it seems like they don't know what the hell they're talking about either.
Mm-hmm.
Because
It's
I'm
almost
listening
like
to them, and I'm,
they're having discussions of like they're still trying to figure it out.
right. They are, and they're like, oh, there's a study about this, and there's a study about that, and in this study it says this, and in that study it says that.
And what they're
I'm
stating is
listening.
their opinions too. And
Right.
that's like another thing that I kind of touched bases on too in my last episode, talking about honest assholes. That it's hormones. It's the hormones that they inject in fruits, vegetables, animals, our produce. It is changing our
Water.
mindset, but of course that's a whole different thing, and it is changing the people's not just their growth, but their thinking and how they perceive things. So
Yeah.
these are all the things that we're taking, that we're adding into it, but we're trying to I guess discover them, and research them and discuss them. And yeah, it is a part 10, a part 11,
Yeah.
a part 12.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to read the article that you were talking about. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday that you asked me if I wanted to read it. I was like, no, because I was already set on what I was gonna say based on what I figured out. But obviously, I'm open-minded, and I want to read it to see where they were. What was their conclusion to it?
Yeah, because
And
that I think that has to do with like before marriage and during marriage, or after marriage equal divorce, and the time frame, and the ages, and is this between a man and a woman, woman woman, or man man,
Mm-hmm.
And do careers have anything to do with it? Traumas. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there are bits and pieces along the way.
There's so much that you can't talk about when it comes to just people and what they do and how they function, but
Mm-hmm.
there should be a baseline of what we should be doing. And I think at some point we lost that. We started looking at not just outside influences, like, oh, my my friends' parents are still together. They're not divorced. Why are my parents divorced? Well, I'm gonna be more like my friends' parents. But you don't know what the hell goes on in their household. You don't know if they're both cheating on each other. You don't know if they're abusive to each other. You just see the outside appearance of it. That's this other couple that I was listening to. These are, I'm pretty sure they're professional something. I don't know if psychologists or something, but they claim to be experts in love and they claim to be experts in marriages. Well, listening to them, they keep saying how they can go 6 months without being around each other, like not even in the same country. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, of course you're 10 years into your marriage, you're not even around each other.
Mm.
That's way different than a marriage that they're together all day, every day. They do everything together. They have a business together, or like they're in the same household the entire year. A
Well, they
marriage
sound like a
that,
fraud off the top.
right? And
My
again, they have the
opinion.
degrees. They have the degrees. They have the titles. They have all these things that make their they have all these things that is polished and it looks good.
I would
But
challenge
every
them to stay together, be joint to the hip, doing what they're still doing, but do it together, not separate. And I would love to see them do that for 10 straight years.
Right. And then that's something that I guess I did pick up on. The guy kept saying like, "Oh, the best time that I've had with you was in 2020 when we were in the lockdown." And she was like, "Oh no, it wasn't that great for me." Like they were still doing things to escape each other. She wanted to be outdoors, and she was like, "Oh well, the best time during the 2020 lockdown was when we would go out and do activities." It sounds to me like she was trying to escape. He wanted to be
Mm.
in with her and be there with her, which kind of speaks a little bit about their relationship too. But anyway, we're not gonna get into that.
Oh my God. You better throw me some clips because I want to have an aha moment.
But I was just
Man,
saying,
because I'm such a hater. I'm such
like
a hater on successful marriages of 10 years.
it's easy to sit and criticize someone when you're not on the inside.
Mm.
So I guess again, it goes back to accountability. Hold yourself responsible and to your own standards. But yeah, I still need to do more research on this stuff about colleges and stuff. Because to me, going to college is you're trying to better yourself. You're not there to find love. If it happens, it happens. If not, then not. But
Like self discovery.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, your early years, your school years should be for you to figure out the type of person that you are. You shouldn't be going to school just to find a husband. You shouldn't be going to school to find a wife. You should be going to school to find yourself. What do you like? Study it or get a degree in something that you like, not something that your parents want you to be or society wants you to be. Something that you like. Take those years to find yourself and then better yourself. Be a good person or I don't even know what the word is, but because I don't think you ever fully discover who you are because things change and you evolve. So once you get to know yourself, once you know what you want, then you'll be able to find someone that gives you what you want and you need. Because that's another misconception that people have when they come into a relationship that they feel like that person's gonna complete them or that person's gonna fill a void that something that they're lacking. And it shouldn't be that way. You should be a whole person by yourself. So yes, I'm gonna
Yes.
do more research.
Yes, me and you both. We'll do it together.
Alright.
Well,
We'll
thank
do
you,
it
babe,
together
for
sometime.
joining me on panel.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And what is today? Wednesday?
I think so, yeah. It's trash day, so yes. You know me being a raccoon, I need to know when trash day is.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm trying not to be, man. Like, okay, yes, I'm a raccoon, but I'm trying not to dig into people's uh curbside trash pickups when I'm doing deliveries.
Yeah.
But yes, if you guys didn't know, the Y Run schedule is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. And today is Wednesday, and you see us live right now. So you know what that means. Tomorrow is another episode. So hopefully we'll have all of our notes jotted down and ready to go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Y Run. And again, thank you, babe.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And yeah, everybody, don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And we will see you guys right back here tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. Alrighty. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night. Peace.